And here we are, another Monday. It's time to set up, and it snowed, so lots of people have been inquiring about whether or not I can go into the forest and grab some wood. And this is the situation here, no wood gathering. And not that there's a lot of officers around checking for that, but if I get booted from here and fined, there's nowhere else to go. So I gotta play by the rules here, including paying the campsite fees, which drives me nuts, because I know they don't come by to collect them too often. But it keeps the park in business, so I'm pleased it's open in the winter, and I may as well support it as best I can. Okay, there's another thing I'm going to point out for a few people, because this campground has what's called a pull-through RV site in a lot of them. And now what that is that you drive in one side and then just drive out the other. And a lot of people think that I'm just camping on the road, and that's not the case. When you pull into this site, number 15, you just drive right in, and then in the morning you can drive right out again. And that's for larger trailers, so they don't have to back in and out of these other little sites. They shoveled another site out, so I'm in one of these ones now, so I don't look like I'm on the road. But yeah, some people they brought it up, and some people haven't been polite about it either. So that's not the case. I'm just a little sick of explaining it, so I figured I'd just throw it in the video. But that's what's going on there, and I'll actually show you the site here in a sec. This is the campsite number B15, and this is where I was originally camped. And there's a road that goes in a little loop with the power pole to plug in your RV. And on this side is where you'd be driving in, and then on the other side you can drive out in the morning. So right on that other side there, you don't have to back up anything. And that's there's a bunch of these. The two other campers that are at the site right now are also in pull-through sites. So nobody is camping on the road here. We're gonna light the pellets, and I've actually found some of this gel fire starter everybody's been talking about. We'll see if it lights the pellets. I don't know how much to use, so when in doubt, I'm going to be pretty generous with it to try it out for the first time. I do have this punch plate metal grate in here. It works splendidly. So I'll put a few scoops of this. I don't really need a big fire quite yet, but I will in a bit, and I don't want it to go out. So, gelled fire starter for this stuff. Oh, it just squirts right in there. That looks like a few tablespoons worth that I put in there. It probably won't go woof like gasoline. I hope not. And yes, gel fire starter and a lighter, because this is not bushcraft. That's a different channel. I am not Joe. So let's see. Well, yeah, it lights right up. We'll see if it keeps it going and starts it. It looks like just a gelled alcohol. It's probably similar to that fondue fuel, those little things that you get. But we'll report back in a sec when this is going, and then we got other projects. Well, well, well. That works great. I'm sure I could have used less, but it's pretty cheap stuff, so no bushcraft for me. I'm doing more than just camping out here, but maybe one day I'll use a fire steel and actually start something. But for now, that that gel's a lot easier. The main project for tonight is I am going to rig up a shower in this tent. I have a little plug-in pump, garden hose at the end of it, pot of water, and a Rubbermaid tub and a tarp. It should work. There are showers at the school. It's a rec center, and they have saved my butt since I've been here. But there's only so much I can take of watching swimmers shave their chest in the gang showers at the pool. So some privacy is nice. You know, if the pool's empty, whatever, but when it's crowded with competitive swimmers that are manscaping, I have enough on my plate with school and studying and setting up the tent and all that stuff. It's just nice to have a nice warm shower in some privacy. So that's the game plan for tonight. And I'll be using snow for that, so we're going to melt some snow here. There goes the snow. I've switched to a bigger pot, cauldron, with a flat bottom that keeps contact with the stove. A few people pointed out that, yeah, the bucket I had did have a lip on the bottom and it was not getting the convective heat through the stove and into the pot. So this actually works a lot better. It takes a lot less time, and I got a little bit of a cover I'll throw on the top, but it's plastic and it shouldn't really melt. I'll keep a close eye on it, but that also will help keep some of the heat in. A few other viewers had mentioned that, and it's good to have the input because I'm not an expert at this. I hopefully will be better by the end of it, but right now I just know enough to try and get by out here. So we'll see how this shower works, and then we'll cook some dinner, do some studying, and we'll catch up at the end of it here. And this is the shower. Got the garden hose nozzle up there. In here we have the pump. It is guarded by a ground fault at the campsite, so I don't need to add an extra one on. If I were doing this without a ground fault, I wouldn't be doing this. And inside there's a little bit of room in here, but plug this in and we'll see if it actually works. Oh, I like that. Sounds good. You can't see in there, but I can assure you that there is some good spray coming out of that. And oh yeah, this will be a nice steamy shower in the tent. And I'm not going to waste any more of this water. And it's perfect temperature. You don't want to get that too hot or too cold, because there's no way to adjust that. So I'm going to jump in here, have a shower for the evening, and make a meal, and then probably hunker down. Now the shower was a complete success. I'm gonna rip it all down now, and it's time to make some dinner. And wow, it's good to be feeling nice and clean without hitting the gang showers. Nothing too fancy for dinner tonight. I'm just gonna do up a quick Philly cheesesteak. We're gonna get the veggies started here. I'll throw the meat, cheese, and we're laughing. Best I could find for beef out here was this deli sliced stuff, so that'll have to do. Now the tricky part. Tricky indeed. And there we go, the camp in Philly cheese. Not glamorous, but it's quick and dirty. And that other sandwich will turn into lunch tomorrow. But quick hot meal, I love them. So you guys hunker down at home, and see you on the next update. Now you're camping with Steve.